We're a nationalist party. It's actually, we don't just have the word in our title just for fun, you know. It actually means something. It's a way of looking at a country and a group of people, if you're a nationalist, that you recognise that the nation is an extended family. And therefore, people have rights and duties within that family. And the government's duty is to look after its own people, its own family. It's the father of the family more than others. And the family as a whole has got a duty to make sure that its own poor and sick and needy and injured are looked after. And it shouldn't be a matter of profit. It shouldn't be a matter of question. It's just that's the way a family is. You look after your own when they need your help. But several things have gone wrong here. First of all, that when they need your help and when they're sick and needy, that was forgotten a long, long time ago. And this party's portrayed as being just about the immigrants. No, it's not. There are a very large number of indolent, lazy, idle, white scumbags who expect to be allowed to ponce on our taxes and sit around when they could work. When there is work, they don't want to work because they'd rather sit around and do nothing and live at our expense. And that needs to stop, without a shadow of a doubt. Having said which, if we had an economy in this country where the government said, right, the job of this government is to make sure we have a vibrant economy, to make sure that we've got real industry in this country, producing real wealth, real jobs. So if there were enough real decent paid jobs to go around, at that stage it would be right to turn around to an able, fit man and say, right, go out to work or starve. But it's not like that, is it? And the Daily Mail pretends it is, and they'll say, oh, there's plenty of jobs. That's why the country's overrun with Poles, because the lazy Brits won't do the work. But the truth of the matter is that the lazy Brits, in inverted commas, are still overall in a family unit. One man, one woman, not necessarily married these days, but still in a fairly stable family unit with a couple of kids, and they've got to have somewhere to live. So their 1 or 2 wages has got to pay for their food, for everything that they need, for their clothing, for their transport, for the occasional luxury, and for their home. How on earth can that little family unit compete for rented accommodation, and they can't afford to buy a house just on the setting out in life for a young couple anywhere in England now? How can they compete with 9 or 10 Poles living in the same size house, sleeping on a three to a bed shift system? It's absolutely impossible. How can you compete with that? It's not laziness. Our people cannot afford to work for the wages that at the level they've dropped to on account of this flood of East European immigrants. There's another hidden factor. Look, everyone understands that point, I think. Here's a factor you can take back and shock other people out there with. That when we work, we pay tax and it's taken out at source and that's it. It's gone forever. Gordon Brown's got it. You never see a penny of it. When the Poles and the Lithuanians and so on, they're paying tax. But it's different for them. As long as they leave the country within a year, they get every penny of their tax back. Which means that they can afford, naturally, to work for far less than our people can, because our people are trying to save a little bit. Whereas it's an enforced saving system. They're used to living on less than we are anyway. So it's saved up for them. At the end of the year, they skip back to Poland and they get a big lump sum of, it's our money actually, because it's our tax money. And then they've got a choice. They either use it to set up their own business in Poland or Lithuania or whatever, or from now on Romania. It's going to get even worse. I was told in Holbeach yesterday that it was by a fellow in Holbeach, Amazon UK, that's it. Probably bought books from them over the internet at Christmas or whatever. They're based in Bedford. Last year, they had 3,000 Polish workers over the Christmas period, straight from Poland, straight to there, running their extra services in the run-up to Christmas. This year, every one of those Poles is out of a job because they found the Romanians will do it for half the price. So this coming year is going to be 3,000 Romanians. So the Poles are rapidly going to find things pretty uncomfortable here as they're pushed out by people who work for even less than them. So some of them won't come back. They'll have got their money out of us. They'll set up their businesses in Krakow or whatever, and that'll be it. Others, it's very easy. They've got this big lump sum, so they invest 80 quid of it in a false Polish ID and passport, and they come back as a different Pole. And it's a revolving circle going round and round, and each time they come in, they scoop up an extra bit of our tax money, and they take it away with them on their way out. And it's not their fault, Because if we were able to do this in Venezuela or something like that, if you could go and work there for £2,500 a week and not pay any tax, the room would be empty, wouldn't it? I wouldn't be here, you know. Be off.